How's your travel retirement bucket list coming along? Have you created one? Where do you want to go? What do you want to explore? Hi, I'm Amy Fries, and I am the founder of The Empty Nexter, and I thought this was the perfect time to turn back the pages of my scrapbook of travel memories, because I am in the middle of renovation zone and I'm not planning to go anywhere anytime soon. So what do you say? I share my scrapbook with you to get you excited and to get you encouraged to make a date to get away. I'm going to start with a doozy. This was a doozy of a dream of me and my husband's and our friends to go to French Polynesia. Now, we had tried doing this several times prior when I was working, still had kids at home, and it just wasn't working out. I can't imagine why. But 3 years ago, right after I had retired, actually, all the stars aligned and the time had revealed itself that we could make it happen. And so we did. Like I said, I had just come off retirement, still did not have my sea legs, and here I was heading to the French Polynesian Sea. I remember it was the early days, and I was on that mission of trying to figure out what's next. I remember sharing with my husband and my friends as we traveled a long ways to get there. Be ready. It is a long trip. It's going to require some definite gumption to get you there. But once you do, you will be so excited. But I remember at that time, I was trying to think of a name of my what's next, of my platform that I really didn't even quite know exactly what it was going to be at the time. But I remember tossing out ideas. You know, we'd be at these wonderful, beautiful places. And I think they were probably like, Amy, can you just let it rest for a minute? Well, I digress. So anyways, we got to experience those huts over the water that you've seen, that you've maybe dreamed about, heard about, and I'm just going to tell you, it delivered, and it was all that and more. I remember walking into our first hut over the water, and I was just kind of overcome with like emotion. It was so surreal. Have you ever gone to a place and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a pinchable moment. Like, we are here. And boy, were we a long ways from home, but boy, the beauty, it was just our little slice of heaven. Now that trip, we had stayed about 11 days. When you go that far, you've got to make sure that you've got ample time to get there, recover, and then enjoy your stay while you're there. And boy, did we do that. Everything from dancing, from snorkeling, swimming with the sharks. I wasn't too excited about that, but I did not want to disappoint my travel agent friend who had signed us up and who had created this trip for us. I was like, no, if she can do it, I can do it. Sometimes we need to have those people with us on our trips that do help us get out of our comfort zone and have us, maybe go for a little bit more sense of adventure than what we normally would. So we did that. Jet skied. I jet skied before, but out in the middle of the ocean with a fearless, fast leader. It kind of tested me on those waters as well. It was really kind of a really great step into retirement. Little did I know that all of those, getting out of my comfort zone, trying to keep up with this new dialed down pace, was all going to be in my lap when I got back and being a full retired gal. But that trip was magical. We had active time. We had time for R&R, full with massages and great dinners out. It's always so important to keep in mind who you're traveling with. You really do need to choose wisely and take those friends that complement you in ways as far as your personalities. You kind of need to take those laid back friends that kind of have the same interests, even though they might be a little more adventuresome, but that are not going to get stressed when things don't go right. We've all been on trips where people just kind of get stressed out, and it's kind of like, wait, we're on vacation. This should be fun. We don't need to be getting upset about little things. So anyways, choose wisely when you go on those doozy of your dream vacations. So another doozy that came on the heels of our Bora Bora trip. Now this is going to sound so bougie and like, oh great, she's gone to Bora Bora and now she's going to Paris. Well, you just got to own it. But it was just the timing of it all. And sometimes that's when travel happens. It's just timing. Our youngest daughter had just graduated college, and she hadn't yet started her adulting career. And she and her childhood BFF came up with this wild hair idea that we, as their mothers, should take them to Paris. Now, they are not entitled brats. They're not spoiled, but they do kind of have these grandiose ideas. I don't know where they came up with those, but I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. I'm just getting back from this trip. I'm still not over jet lag, don't even have my bags unpacked. How am I going to make this happen and actually be human while doing it? Well, we always need a cheerleader. And in this case, it was my husband. He encouraged me wholeheartedly to take advantage of this opportunity to spend with my daughter. He's like, Amy, you don't know when you'll get this amount of time with Olivia before her roles and responsibilities of adulthood move in. So he wasn't like putting on the guilt trip, but he was just really encouraging me and helping me to see the big picture of this experience. So I called my friend, the other mom, who also happens to be a BF of mine, and I said, okay, have you heard what the girls are up to? What do you think? Can we do this? And we both okay, we have no sense of direction. We are sometimes the blind leading the blind, but we're gonna do this. We are women, hear us roar, and we are gonna take those girls and make this memory happen. So we did. Now, mind you, we had never been out of the country without our husbands, our security guards, our GPS systems, but we were like, you know what, we're capable. We know when to ask questions. We know how to be safe. We know how to protect our girls, and they know how to protect us. We could do this. So we did. And this was a shorter trip, about 5-6 days. Our travel friend aficionado pulled this trip together, and it was amazing. We stayed at a hotel called the Sofitel, perfect location. It was walking distance to many of the places that we wanted to go, whether it was shopping, patisseries, brasseries, all the things. We felt safe the entire time. Now, our friend was very gracious and reserved many tours for us. We made one out of the 3 or 4. We thought that was pretty good, but we just decided there was a couple times. One time we were supposed to meet at the Eiffel Tower for a private tour. Well, we were on the complete other side of wherever in Paris at a flea market of all places. And we're like, well, there's no way we're going to make it. So we were like, you know what? We're having fun. We'll go to the Eiffel Tower. We just won't have a tour. So we just had to kind of be real with ourselves and not get ourselves in a frenzy again. So important to go with people who are aligned on what needs to be done or what needs to happen. And sometimes in our case, it just didn't need to happen. There was another time we were supposed to go to a gallery, which is, think of our shopping malls on steroids, beautiful museums. We were supposed to have a private tour there. Yeah, we overslept. We still hadn't gotten into the time zone yet, but we still went and enjoyed the surroundings and the beauty. One trip that we did make on time was right after we actually arrived in Paris, and it was a private tour on the Seine River. It was the perfect welcome into Paris and to just kind of take in the fact that we were really there. We made it there and safe and sound. But anyways, we were able to see the Eiffel Tower, all the beautiful architecture around us, Notre Dame. And it's also a great opportunity to catch up on those missed Z's on the travel over there, just as my friend's daughter did on the boat ride. So, that was a little plus. But we enjoyed everything from, like I said, the flea market, vintage shopping. We kind of went off the beaten path. We were asking lots of people, locals, on where to go. We asked, of course, the concierge. We took in beautiful restaurants, Coco. One of our favorites was called La Favorite. And we also took in a karaoke bar of all places. Our young 20-something gals thought it would be fun to go to a Paris karaoke bar. They put us in a private room. It was just us 4, and we could sing our lungs out because nobody was there to listen to us except each other. So we just had fun and laughs. We even danced on the streets of Paris just because we could and we wanted to. So we came back with just a treasure chest of memories, and we were actually pretty impressed with ourselves that we did it. and we survived to tell about it. So don't let fear step in your way of branching out and doing something that maybe you've never done before, like traveling out of the country by yourself with your daughters who you're supposed to be responsible for. So we can do these things. We just have to have our tools. We have to have some knowledge, and we have to know who to ask and when to ask it. So that's enough going out of the country. If you want to stay in the US of A, well, there are amazing places here, as you probably already know. 3 places in Florida. The Keys. Have you been to the Keys? Oh my goodness. If you haven't, that will give you the same feeling of being somewhere exotic and like you are out of the country. It is so beautiful, scenery-wise. It is so fun, just shops and restaurants and feeling like you're in another country. And it is a plane ride away from wherever you probably are. So check out the Keys. 2 other places and you can go, like for a week there, long weekend, but probably a week if you want to see all the Keys. But 2 other places in Florida, if you want to amp things up a bit and have some fun and have an excuse to put on the sparkles and the high heels and just act like you're, I don't know, some sort of important person, which I'm sure you are, go to Miami. A lot of people think, oh, Miami, that's crazy. Well, not if you know where you're going. My husband and I have spent numerous weekends in Miami, and we have stayed now at the same place probably 4 or 5 times. It's called The Edition. It's located in Midtown, away from the fray, and it is just the most dreamy hotel, laid back. It's great even if you have grandkids or little ones still to go. They have a bowling alley, a skating rink. It's not all bougie, and you don't have to cover the kids' eyes, or you don't have to feel uncomfortable. It's really chill for Miami. But then, just a Uber ride away, or actually a walk away, you can go to some of those more amped up, what they call clubstaurants. It starts out as a great fine dining restaurant, and then about an hour into your meal, they start pumping up the music, bring out the dancers, the acrobats, and oh my goodness, too much fun. Just to kind of shake it off and let loose a little bit. There's a great theater that we love at the Faena Hotel. We have seen some great dinner shows there. In fact, I just spent my 59th birthday there, which was a ball. So don't block off Miami just because of all the craziness. Yeah, there's that craziness, but you can find your spot where you can just get dialed up, dressed up, and have some fun with your spouse or even your girlfriends. Also, Miami has great wine and food. Another place that has great wine and food celebrations is in Charleston. Charleston's a great place to go to if you love history, great restaurants, walkability. Check out their wine and food. It's in the spring of each year, and that won't be a disappointment. There are wine and food festivals everywhere, and they are quite fun. The one in Miami is quite elevated. It's right there on South Beach. It's fun too if you're up for that kind of thing. Another fun place and going a totally different direction is Telluride, Colorado. Have you been? My husband was so excited to spend his birthday this past September in Telluride for the Blues Fest. He loves music, so we're always going to the festivals, and boy, did that not disappoint. The scenery alone was magical. The music was impeccable. Telluride was very elevated. The elevation was so high, we had trouble breathing, I'm going to be honest. Our oxygen levels were not all that they should have been, but we recovered. We did fine, but great restaurants there. It's a small mining town, and it's a great excuse to throw on the layers, throw on the boots, the hats, all the things. So I hope that a few of these ideas got you a little excited, kind of getting ready to check off that bucket list. This is the time to do it. Time is going so fast, and we're not getting any younger. I don't think time's going to slow down, and I don't think Father Time is just going to keep on ticking. So retirement is the perfect time to get that bucket list checked off, get that bucket full to overflowing so that you can have memories, so you can have a scrapbook to turn the pages back to when you need reminding of some of those great getaways. So until next time, I hope you come back to The Empty Nester for more retirement content. Please subscribe, please like, and please be blessed.